Hey guys, I am going to walk you through the fabric printing part of this. And so on Schoology, I'm clicking on the link where you will turn that in. So there's a little bit more here. This is where you're actually going to turn in the JPEG of your printed fabric. So I can see what it looks like in grade from there. If you would like to, you can also put a picture of it here in the class album, and that way we can critique and look at them that way. That would be appreciated. Here's your scoring guide, basically like what I'm grading you on, um, so that you understand the expectations. I gave you guys a yard. You don't have to print all of that. Um, and like I said, if you were at home on the day that I passed out the fabric, use a pillowcase from home, use an old tea towel, use anything you can find, a t-shirt, whatever works for you. So neatness, watching out for smudges and misprints. So you need to practice on paper first to make sure you get the right amount of ink down on the fabric. It's a little different than printing on paper, but practice first. Are your stamps themselves interesting and have carving detail? Did you plan the pattern layout to complement the stamp? Looking at those different types of pattern layout. So on the worksheet that I posted, color schemes, did you mix your inks to complement the design? And did you complete a layout on the entire piece of fabric? Well, what I mean by that is, did you print enough to make something out of or use? It could be a runner, it could be wall hanging, anything like that. So now we're going to move over and talk about how you print it. Here's my sketch. So the Christmas tree one I kind of talked to you about, I'm just going to be taking it on the fabric and doing this kind of thing. Before you start printing, a helpful tip is to make a tape tab so that the stamp is easy to lift off of the fabric. I'm going to make mine out of painter's tape because I have it. Basically, just it's a handle is all I'm making. So I tape it down and then I kind of pinch it to fold it over, and then it's down flat in a way that won't interact with the ink at all. And then it's easy to grab and pick up. Christmas ball stamp is, I'm going to do one of my towels just kind of random all over, and then I'm going to have one that I'm going to measure out and do a little bit more planned. The next thing or step to do is to get your materials ready. So you might need some tape if you want to measure out your fabric and make sure everything is kind of straight looking. That's a helpful thing to have. You want a spoon to rub the stamp so that it gets good pressure. If you made it home with the fabric ink, you'll want that. And if you did not make it home with fabric ink, I'm going up to school Thursday, tomorrow. You can meet me at the back door to get some, or just use regular block printing ink and don't wash your fabric. You're gonna need a brayer and a clean space to work. Your space to work. You need your fabric itself, and then it is handy, I think, to have a scrap of paper or cardboard to rub the back. I'll kind of show you what I mean. So this is out of the Osh kit. I don't know, just a little piece of cardboard. And then I like having a piece of fabric underneath. So this is just an old rag that I found to make this work a little better when you're printing the fabric, which is, like I said, a little different. So nothing's new here as far as this goes from printing your block as you've done before in the past. So my fabric is ready to go. And that I've kind of marked out where I'm going to be putting those trees. And then I'm going to lay that out, and also my rag. So again, a little bit of a cushion, an old bath towel or something like that underneath your fabric. Spread it out and make sure it's pretty wrinkle free and ready to go. And then you need something to rub your ink, roll your ink out on. So I'm going to try to make like a interesting green, sort of a forest green. I don't have any red, which is what I wanted my ornaments to be, but I guess they're going to be also green. I don't even know if you can see me. I don't really know why I'm recording my face. Am I recording my closet floor? Is that better? I can't tell because I can't see myself while making a recording like that. Hopefully this makes green. I don't know if it will. And if you are making a custom color and you're printing a lot of your stamp, greenish, facial expression says how I feel about that green. It's kind of like with linoleum, you need sort of a lot of ink. So I'm not quite sure that this is going to be enough, but we'll go from there. Okay, so you lay your stamp down, and I would suggest having sort of scraps of paper so that each time you ink it up, it has a clean spot. I'm going to use Post-its. Mine's nice and small. And then you just ink it up. Nothing new there. I proofed this with crayon, so I'm sure that I like the way that it is as a stamp. Got plenty of ink on there. And then I flip it over, careful to keep my hands clean. And I grab that little tape tab here and I place it on my tape line so that I know that it's straight. And this is where I take a piece of cardboard or something. And that way when I rub this, I'm getting good pressure. You can also kind of scoot the fabric around a little from the other side and see. I'm really jiggling the table a lot. You see this, the fish is kind of freaking out a bit. Okay, so I'm going to check that and see if that worked. I got enough pressure down. Looks pretty good. So I grabbed that off of there. Looks like I might need to pull off just a little bit more ink, but I'm going to keep going for demo. And I personally, like, this Post-it isn't too inky, so I'm going to use it again. But I guess what I'm trying to say is switch the paper out underneath or put it on a new spot if it starts to get a lot of ink, because you don't want the ink to get all over the back, because that'll cause problems. All right, and then my plan is to flip my tree, go like that. Rub real good. And then that's good. Lift it off, and so on and so forth, and so on and so forth. And it's going to look so stinking cute. And I am going to give them to all the people that I like in my family, and they're going to love them. This fabric, you will want to let air dry for a couple of days, and then you will want to throw it in a hot dryer, or the directions on the ink say to iron it for a few minutes. It doesn't say how long, but what I do is I take my iron and I just iron it for 1 or 2 minutes in a circular way. I throw it in a hot dryer, and then you can wash and dry it like you would your normal towels. So I'm going to print this and then just stitch up the edges so it looks like a tea towel. I hope that you have fun. This is due before our Monday Zoom so that you can bring it to show off and post a picture of it on Schoology if you want to grade. Email me or send me a reminder if you need anything or have any questions. Thank you so much.